والنجم إذا هوى ما ضل صاحبكم وما غوى.
Here's where I shared something with Sheikh Suhaib today, because I think about these things and then I have crazy thoughts and I say, maybe I'm just crazy. So I go share with my scholar friends who are not as crazy. And then they come back and say, that's not as crazy. That's okay. Or this is okay. So this one got a green check. So I'm going to share this with you. What was the tree called? The tree of what? Al-Muntaha. The limit. You know, this is the limit to which the creation of Allah can go. We can't go past that. Even Jibreel couldn't go past that. So it's like Muntaha could be a word for the final border for all of Allah's creation. And He's right by that final border, right? Okay. By the way, it's also really interesting that Allah put His Jannah right underneath that border, which means we're literally close to Allah in Jannah. As close as a creation can get, you see? Because it's right there. Now, because it's the final border and no other creation can get there, it is the final end. You can call it the end goal. Now, the Muslim says, I just want to get to Jannah. My end goal, somebody asks a Muslim, what's your end goal? Jannah. But then there's something that came over even Jannah. Could there be something that's even a higher goal than Jannah? And you know what? For some people, they're like, Jannah or no Jannah, I just want to meet Allah. I just want Allah to be happy. If I have that, that's more than Jannah. And by the way, in Jannah, Allah will describe, like in Surah At-Tur, Surah At-Dariyah, Surah At-Tur, Insan is my favorite one. So much description of Jannah. So much description of Jannah. Food, drinks, this, that. Time, isn't it? Oh, 3 minutes. Okay, good. Food, drinks, company. You're talking to people. You're reminiscing about old times. All of it. And then Allah Himself serves you a drink. In Surah Al-Insan, He serves you a drink. سَقَاهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ شَرَابًا طَهُورًا. Your Rabb will serve you a drink. And it's not just that He's serving you a drink, because you know you have children serving drinks in Jannah. You've got servants serving. And all of a sudden, your Rabb says, here, drink this. He gives it. And then He says, إِنَّ هَذَا كَانَ لَكُمْ جَزَاءً. This is your ultimate reward. You know, every other reward disappears. Because who's talking to you? Allah is talking to you. And you know what Allah is saying? The effort you made was appreciated. Can you know, some of us, we die trying to get appreciated by our dad, by our older brother, by our mother. Your dad has never said to you, son, put his hand on your shoulder, son, I'm proud of you. Never heard it. He'll say it to everyone else. Oh, I'm really proud of my son. Did you ever tell him that? No. What do you think? I'm stupid? I'm from Pakistan. We don't do that. We'll tell you how much of a disappointment you are, but even though, and you say, you never said you're proud of me. I have to say it? Yeah, you do have to say it. I did an experiment one time. I traveled around the world, did this seminar. I asked a really funny question to the men. I was like, how many of you were told by your dad he loves you? And like 3 people raised their hand in 1,000 crowd. 2 people, 5 people. I'm like, cool. Some great dads out there. Then I asked my own sister, does dad ever say he loved? Because I mean, I love him. He loves me. He was here the other day. But he doesn't say I love you. He just doesn't normally say it. So I asked my sister, does he say it? Does he say it to you? Maybe I'm special. He doesn't say it to me. And she said, no, that's weird. We don't do that in this family. But you know what? If your father, your mother, your teacher, heck, you don't even like your boss, man. But if your boss came over to you and said, I'm proud of you, good job. You feel something, don't you? Lunch tastes extra good that day, doesn't it? My God, Allah Himself saying, I appreciate you. There's Jannah and there's something higher than Jannah. Allah doesn't say what it is, but He does say it's something that's even, it overcasts that tree and it overcasts Jannah, it overcasts all of it. إِذْ يَغْشَى السِّدْرَةَ مَا يَغْشَى. Whatever it is. And the last thing, I know it's time, is this happened now or it happened in the past? It happened in the past. But the word here is if the word is pushes the meaning into the past. Okay, so even though mudari' yaghsha, the present form, is being used, it still means past. When the tree started getting covered. But the next yaghsha, ma yaghsha, is present tense, as if it's istihdar, which means the Prophet ﷺ can feel it even now. Like he continues to feel the overcasting of the tree. It's an ongoing thing for him, alayhi salatu wassalam. And the last juicy bit, because we gotta start fresh from ayah number 17 when I come back. There's so much to do tonight. The last juicy bit I want you to know is Allah in these ayat chose the word yaghsha. You remember what I said about sidra? Okay, it means the low tree. What else does it mean? To cast a shadow. You know, one of the meanings of ghashiyah is actually a low tree. Ghashiyah itself in Arabic also means a low tree. It's as if this tree got taken over by yet another. This thing that covers was covered by something even more. The cover got covered. Subhanallah. إِذْ يَغْشَى السِّدْرَةَ مَا يَغْشَى. This is remarkable language. My goal was to get to ayah number 18, but we're going to rewind and we're going to go back to this again. I just wanted to get your feet wet with what's going on in these ayat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد رآه نزلة أخرى عند سدرة المنتهى عندها جنة المأوى إذ يغشى السدرة ما يغشى ما زاغ البصر وما طغى لقد رأى من آيات ربه الكبرى
رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد. Once again, everyone, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I'm going to go back to عندها جنة المأوى and share some more things with you. Jannah could be described as Jannatul Khuld, the gardens of eternity. It could just be described as Al-Jannah, the garden. We know what it is. But the attribution made to Jannah here was Jannatul Ma'wa, the Jannah of ultimate refuge. And we didn't really spend time thinking about what that could mean. There's a contrast being made here. This life that you and I live right now can have lots of Jannahs. Allah describes in Surah Al-Kahf a guy that owned 2 Jannahs, Jannatain. كِلْتَ الْجَنَّتَيْنِ آتَتْ أُكُلَهَا, right? So أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَن تَكُونَ لَهُ جَنَّةٌ مِّن نَخِيلٍ وَعِنَبٍ تَجْرِي مِن تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارُ لَهُ فِيهَا مِن كُلِّ الثَّمَرَاتِ. In Surah Al-Baqarah, wouldn't any of you like to have a garden that has these qualities? Those of you that have extra money, in COVID times, there was a rise in construction prices in Texas, especially in backyard reconstruction, because people were upgrading their jannahs in the backyard, right? They're spending time building their garden. Some of the, when I travel, sometimes there are people that are like high rollers. They want to meet with me and stuff. Okay, I'll have lunch in your fancy place. And you'll go to their house and it's like gated and security guards and all that. And you drive through and they have this house, but it's not the house that is the amazing feature. You're going to have a nice house anywhere. It's this huge garden and walls and the privacy and, their grandkids running around and the water fountain, the Jannah. It's the Jannah. And this is something that human beings deeply desire. We go to vacation in places that look like a Jannah. We try to create a Jannah kind of atmosphere in our backyards. If we can't have a whole Jannah in our office cubicle, which is depressing, you'll put a little Jannah plant there. Your mother, if she's from where I'm from, if they can't have too many bugs in the house because of the plants, they'll put plastic Jannah in the house. Plastic flowers, plastic leaves, just at least make it look like there's greenery. Human beings have and by the way, Jannah means to cover, greenery, lush greenery that covers. The jinn are called the jinn because they're covered from our eyes. The baby is in the belly of a mother is called janeen because it's hidden, it's covered. So the land where the dirt is covered with greenery and flowers and beauty, that's why it's called Jannah.